Sound check. 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 That looks okay. So we are public. I'm just testing the live stream out from the CAD process. I'm going to see, I'm new at this, so I need to see the interface where I can share the stream. Oh, we have 22 viewers already. Audio is good, thanks, Luke. I'm gonna see if my chat is working. Thank you. Ah, that works. Okay. So, audio is good. I didn't get a chance to choose a thumbnail, but I guess it's going to be the Star Wars anime anyway. Looks great, Martin. Great. Oh, New Zealand. Yeah, I wasn't sure what time zones this would be for all of you. I was like, it's morning for me. Wow. Chat is working. Hi, everyone. Wow. I'm very excited for CAD stream. Yeah, so my intentions with this is that basically what I do every day is that I sit with my hands in my head looking at CAD. That's basically what I've done the last years. And now when we can put the videos on the main channel, maybe I'm going to do some more live streams on the second channel. Midnight, whoa! Göteborg represent. New Zealand. So it's like Europe and New Zealand. Korea, good afternoon from Korea. Malaysia, wow. Lithuania, wow. David Lindblom, jobba på Martin. Okay. So, really good to see you all. I'm writing in chat and telling to the camera. Okay, so. Whoa, I'm thinking to putting slow mode in the chat, if I can do that. 3:59 in Philippines. Where's those settings? Anyway, I'm gonna let the chat be fast mode. Maybe it's in the beginning. Is this? Yeah, I need slow mode. Okay. Does someone know in YouTube interface? As I said, I'm new at this. Where to put slow mode? Good morning from Spain. I'm just going to Google how to put slow mode. How to put slow mode, because it would be great if I could read some suggestions. YouTube live chat. That was a video. $9 a.m. in France. Slow mode will help, but not that much. Consider how many we are. Okay, but then we're just gonna let chat roll, and I'm going to be working. So I'm just going to start doing the actual CAD. So I wanted to show you all a screenshot I took. Where is my screenshot? I prepared a screenshot and it's gone. Ah, it's here. This one. You should see that soon. So this is something that Ambiguousl posted at the Discord server, and it kind of gave me an idea just seeing this screenshot on how to do the new marble gate in a way that we still can see the marbles, because one of the sorrows with the new design would be if we needed to totally close all the windows. So if you see these openings from the side, I really like to see the marbles. So I have an idea to do that. And most of all, yesterday, you haven't seen it in the video yet, but I've figured out a really great path for the marbles. So that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to read chat sometimes, but I'm going to try to be as efficient as I can with the actual work. So it's just a slow format, hang around together. So thanks for being here. Let's begin. So I'm going to start to work on this holder on the back side, the PMA holder, because that will kind of dictate how the sides will look. So this is the holder for now. And my new idea is to spread out the PMA pipes far away to the sides. I'm going to show you what I mean. So let's go into the original sketch. So the sides should be 54 away. Let's do. So 54 divided by 2. Okay, yeah, that's the sides. Add vibrators to unstick marbles. Yeah, if I can make the whole machine just be unstable, they will like rattle loose all the time. And then all other accuracy goes down the drain. That's the problem with that, but it's a fun suggestion. So also a heads up, my computer is crashing a lot. I don't know why. It's kind of disappointing. So if you see the stream dying, it will be because of that. So what I'm doing now is that I'm positioning the PMA pipes that goes into the back of the gate, but I'm positioning them much further out. That is my new idea. So I'm gonna make the PMA pipes actually, not tangential with the outer edge, but maybe 1 millimeter away. So this distance, it looks a little bit messy now. I'm going to get rid of the old sketch. So this distance is going to be 12 millimeters, which will leave 1 millimeter here on the edge. So it's going to be super fascinating to see if anything of this will make sense to you in the stream. That is going to be exciting. So yeah, let's actually remove the old idea so things looks a little cleaner. So I have one green line here, that's the midline. So now I'm going to do the shape of the holder. So I'm just going to draw like a rectangle, and then I'm gonna constrain it to my midline. 54 divided by 2. 54 divided by 2. So this line has to be horizontal. Good morning from the Netherlands. Hoe gaat het met jou? Goed? So, okay, alright. So this is the opening for the PMA pipes, and I made them 22, but I realized that a good press fit is actually 22.2. So I'm gonna make them 22.2. And then we're gonna constrain everything so everything turns black. We don't want the blue lines. So let's start with constraining down to this origin point down here. Last time I made a live stream, I learned how to do that. I was like oblivious to that before. So now you see that this circle turned black, which means that it sits rigidly in space. So now we can use that point that we already constrained to kind of constrain everything else. So 30 millimeter between them. Now you see both circles turned black. So my hope is that I have a new idea for how to layer all the plywood. So my hope is that I can put screw holes like this later on. Let's do something like this for now. Boom. Boom. I'm just improvising these things. Let's go with 14. So now I'm gonna cut an opening in the side of the wall so we can see the marbles. Now I need to decide how wide that's going to be. I think 8. Maybe we can even go 10. So the compromise here is the larger opening, the more we see the marbles, and the larger opening, I think we're gonna go 10. So this line. So the larger opening, maybe the more issues if we go really large. Computer is thinking, but not crashing. I'm happy for that. Good night, Null Snaggle. Thanks for being here. CNC Cam View stream. Yeah, that would be cool. I actually just bought 4 Wi-Fi range extenders. So right now I don't have internet in my garage, but I will be able to have that. I'm running with like a USB stick down to the CNC machine. Now I can get Dropbox on my CNC computer and life will be complete. Okay, now I can show you a little bit where this is going by extruding this. Boom. So plywood is 18 thick, so I'm extruding it 18 millimeters. Oh, what is going on? We have 2 bodies. I need to go back into. I need to take away the other extrusion here. So I have a timeline view in my streaming software. See if I can show you the timeline action. So this is the, but then you don't see what I'm doing, so that doesn't really help. I'm learning, I'm testing, I'm iterating. I would love to be able to do these live streams like some kind of efficient tutorials. I'll probably not be able to do that first try. Okay, so here you can see we have the old body. It's yellow down here. I'm gonna delete that extrusion command and we're gonna get rid of that old double body. So this is our new holder. And as you can see, it's open on the side. There is a Eddie Izzard sketch on YouTube where he says like, no one in films ever goes like looking at a computer and like, huh, how should I do this? And it's so true. And this live stream will be like me, but like what is going on? So I really want to delete that feature. We are not breaking anything in the timeline. That's great. Okay. Hey, make a Twitter post so we can retweet it. Thanks, KB. I'm a little shy today. I'm trying out, so I'm super happy to keep it little low key. You can just copy the URL, I guess. Yeah, where else? Why is it open on the side? It is because I would like to see the marbles through the whole thing. So, and we actually don't need to keep them more constrained than what we need to keep them. So it's a visual thing. And it's not strictly necessary, but we can also actually, if I enclose all the marble things and they get stuff inside, dirt or anything, I can't access it. It's actually pretty nice to be able to see inside the marble lane if there's something that needs to be fixed or so. So let's just do some fillets. I could do them in, I should do them in the sketch. So you see now we have a round edge there. Some larger fillets here, making things look a little bit nicer. I think my holes for the screws, I want them lower, so we can go into the sketch and just move them down. With 14 here, I'm gonna do 20. Oh, that thing is not reacting well. So now, what happened now is that I entered a dimension, but the wrong thing moved. So then I need to constrain this point to the midline, and then we're fighting with other constraints. So I'm just gonna connect these with a construction line and then make the construction line vertical. And Fusion is perhaps crashing or thinking. Wilson is not helping Rabbit 101. I don't even know where he is. He's a constant moral boost though. So if I want to have a cleaner sketch, I don't need this to be a circle. I can remove that circle. I can make an arc instead, a center point arc from here to here. You see we have still blue lines. So when I define the diameter of this radius, we should become black soon, not yet. So then it's always fascinating, why are these lines blue? And then you can start to move things around and you can kind of see, aha, that circle is not constrained to that line we just made. So I'm taking the coincident constraint, I make it constrained, and some things turned black anyway. Now this is not black here because it's not tangential. So you can see here that the circle is not ending up nice with this line. So I'm using the tangential command to fix that. And now everything is black apart from the top line. And that is because the distance is not decided yet. So I'm gonna put 22, this will change later. So now we have a fully constrained sketch. And if I go out the sketch, you can see that the body has adapted to the sketch. So here you can see it sits on the back side like this. Oh, my holes are gone. My pilot holes for the screws. And I didn't fix the diameter of those. I should just do that. I think I put 2, and then I just choose what drill I'm using on the CNC machine. But I know all the holes with 2 will be pilot holes for wood screws. Fully constrained from Michael Hardman, yeah. That is something I've learned the hard way. Nice mask. Make it look like a Majora's Mask. Okay. I should Google Majora's Mask. Hang on. I'm allowed to. Ah, it's the Zelda mask. Okay. Great idea. Okay, so like I'm always struggling explaining my decisions because often the decisions are coming from so many different reasons, and the reason I'm putting the PMA pipe outside like this has to do with how I will build up the plywood layers, because I'm going to try to change these layers around. The design is a little bit broken there, doesn't matter, we're gonna change all that. So now I build it up with 3 plywood layers. So we have the middle plywood layer, and then I have 2 layers on the sides. So we have the one on the back side, and I'm actually going to change that. I have a new idea around that. So I'm gonna head back into this sketch and just mark out my plywood layers. So we're gonna have a seam in the middle. We already have that one. So I'm offsetting this line 18 because I'm gonna have 2 18mm plywood layers in the middle, offsetting this the other way, minus 18. And then we will be left with 2 9mm layers on the side. No, wait, wrong. I want the layers to be in the middle of the circle here, the marble paths, of course. So when you make a 3D print, completely other rules apply. When you make a CNC build up this 3D shape from layers of plywood, other rules apply. Yeah. So a lot of what I do today is designed for the plywood. Actually, when I see this opening from this computer, is it crashing? I'm so scared for the computer crash. We'll see. I did a live stream in 1080 because I had the idea that 4K would maybe crash more often. So I think I'm going to chance to opening this side window even more. So I can do that easily in the sketch by just changing these distances here. So I'm gonna go 12 instead of 12 is a little bit pushing my luck actually. Let's put a marble in there just for fun. Create a sphere. So this can kind of help us see. I'm also going to put the PMA pipe in here just to visualize where we're going. So you understand what I'm trying to do, and so I can see if things looks good. PMA pipe, create a sketch on this surface, fine. I'm gonna project the 2 openings we did in the mask with the projection link on, and then do 18, which is the inner dimension, and 22, which is the outer. copy and paste those lines. Point to point move command. A gift. A gift to the failing maker, and then we can extrude the PMA pipes. They come in like this. Boom. Oh, the mask has laser vision now all of a sudden. This is the audience when they see the Marble Machine X working for the first time. You think the Star Wars enemy looks this way, but then actually you're attacked like this way. I saw Jurassic Park the other day. What a great film. Jurassic World has nothing on it. Basically, I'm just gonna sit here and rant by myself. Is that gonna be the live stream? I guess so. I'm going to make this a little bit transparent. Opacity control, 30%. Then we get more the feeling that they are see-through plastic pipes. You don't really see them. So here you can see the marble inside the PMA pipe coming in from behind of the gate. It's binoculars. Okay, so this was just basically, this was the easiest thing. I'm gonna revisit the exact shape of this later. But now when we have this, I'm going to start attacking what will be very, very slow and tedious. So welcome to something very, very slow and tedious, because I really need to think when I do the next steps. So yeah, cheers, some coffee. 40% perfect. Graphite dirty pipes. Wow, you really understand the machine. It warms my heart seeing when people actually like have followed this crazy stupid project and really understands so much the inner workings of what I'm trying to do. That is so rewarding for me to see. Hey Martin, I'm a teacher and I was can I scroll back? I was that I showed my students the original MM in a lesson about makeshift instruments. And they were the most excited I have ever seen them. Bracken, that was a great lesson. Thanks for telling me. Tailor-made productions. Martin, hi. So, okay. So now I'm going to do... So this is going to be a quite... So what I'm going to do now is pushing me to my limits. And the only way I've ever succeeded with these CAD designs is to go super, super slow and methodical. So I'm gonna like exaggerate how slow I'm going to do this. And it all starts with us traveling back in time. So Fusion timeline view. do, 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 do. Now we're traveling back in time through... is Fusion crashing now? No. So we're heading back to the origin of time together. Take the sharp edges out of the inside of the stepped drop part. You mean with fillets? Okay, now I think we crashed Fusion. Oh, we're back. Save. I'm going to save now. So I've headed back in time of this design, and I'm going to start to plot out the marble path. And there is very specific reasons why this is complicated, because it's not in 2D. I think I mentioned it in yesterday's video. So if this marble path was in one 2D plane, that would have been much simpler, but it actually does a turn towards the middle of this design at the end, and that is complicating things. So I'm going to find that sketch, this sketch, probably. Yeah. So that sketch should be constrained. So these two circles is where the marbles exit the gate, and I'm going to lock them, fix them, cheat a little bit with the padlock. So this is where you're gonna see me just stare at the screen blankly. Okay. So I'm gonna start creating a sketch in the same plane as the center of these circles. So if I head into that sketch, I just connect these two circles with a line, a construction line. And then I create an offset plane on that construction line. No, not an offset plane, a plane at angle. I have a Fusion menu preset here, construct plane at angle. So now I can choose that line. Should be in this one. Plane at angle. So now you see this yellow thing here, the yellow square. That's a construction plane. And now I have to choose in which direction. I want it standing straight up. So now it's there. So this allows me to make a sketch on my new plane, which is center of exactly where the marbles comes out. So create a sketch, and this is going to be interesting, according to me. Let's hide. So now I can project these two center points on the new sketch, and I can then draw how the marbles will enter seen from the front of the design. Exit, I mean. First time attending your streams. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I'm really iterating. I'm learning. I don't know how to make this efficient or entertaining or interesting, but I think I'm really eager to learn how to stream well. It will be so fun. We spend a lot of time video editing, and we're still going to do video edits, but to do some streams will be, I really love it. So if I can do it and it works, that would be great. So now we see the marbles exiting from the front, and the marbles are not exiting vertically, they're exiting at an angle like this from the side. And my whole thing, the whole rant, is that I need to find out how that changes the relationship between the lowest and the second marble. Because when we see that distance from the side that will look like the marbles go into each other, right? Because the diagonal line is longer than the vertical line. So I can visualize that by making a mock marble here, 15.875. and then copy that marble using tangential, so the two circles go with against each other, and then using coincident on this line. And then we can see this angle is, we're gonna do 20 now. So my whole point, what I need to figure out is that if we look here, the distance between the center of the two marbles will be the diameter of the marble, 15.875. But if I switch perspective and look at that from the side view, that distance will be smaller, the center of the marbles. And this is what I need to figure out to make the side pattern correct. I don't know if it's possible to follow this, but anyway, here we go. So now I need to figure out the distance. I'm gonna remove the angle and instead say a distance, how much the marbles are traveling sideways. So right now it's 6, and now we can go back to the design I started the stream with, the mask, the Majoran mask. Oh, there we have it. So now we can actually see that that distance will be here. Can I measure like this? No. So I will need to move the mask earlier in the timeline if I'm going to be able to use measurement from the masks. Oh, wait. I do like this, of course. It's 12 millimeter from the edge there. Let's go back into our sketch. Let's project the edge. Let's hide the other sketch. So now you see the purple line I fetched there. That's the side. Now I know that this marble is going to be 12 millimeter from the edge. Oh, it was already close. So this marble will now line up with the mask. So you can see it's a quite steep incline. And now, finally, we have our measurement. So this line, 14.397, will be the distance if we look at this from the left side. So the fact that the path turns one direction and then heads off into a completely new direction just adds a lot of complexity, not to create the shape, but to think about the pressure system. So it's there is a lot of things there. 14.397. Can't I copy that value? There. Click to copy to clipboard. Done. Finish sketch. So now if we head back to this one, which is the master kind of side sketch. I want to hide everything else. Oh, this is so much mess. So now, this is my whole point, is that now these marbles are 15.875 apart, but we are going to make them the new measurement we just found out, the 14 point something apart in this side view. So now you see everything turned blue, so this should be possible to just say Okay, we're gonna make a line here. But that line is going to be the length. No, they are not happy. Maybe it's the tangential thing. So now Fusion is not allowing me to move this. So then there's some kind of constraint somewhere. So I can just drag things and to see, oh, there's another tangential constraint. Huh. If I make a new marble. Oh yeah, there we go. So now I'm allowed to move it up and down. It does not move nicely though. Or did it? Oh, it's only though. Yeah, it's okay. So now I can put my clipboard measurement into this distance. I add a constraint and I paste my clipboard measurement 14.397. Ah, wait, this marble is not correct. It should be on that line. Okay, it's objecting to me. Yeah, okay, there we go. So this is what I mean. From the side view, it looks like the marbles are overlapping, but that comes from the fact that if we scroll around and look from the front, my sketch is gone. The marbles are actually tilted. Does it make sense? I'm getting a sense that you will cause more problems in operation by focusing on exit force. Any clever force distribution will not pass the fragile test. I'm not really following what you meant. You didn't dimension to the marble center. Morning, y'all. Martin, you got this. Thanks, Devin. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, that's good. Why don't you do a zigzag similar to the one on the side view? That's what we're doing. This is the zigzag we are doing, but the fact that the PMMA pipes themselves are 22 millimeter means that the PMA pipes can't be next to each other as close as the marble gates needs to be. So we're anyway needing to narrow the paths in the end. Have you read the comments on YouTube which state that you should use only one step as in the original prototype instead of 2 steps? Absolutely. The original prototype is very different from the application on the Marble Machine X. It's a 3D print, so it's plastic, which means that the marble slides much better. The tolerances are much better. It's much more precise. Also, the plywood can increase with humidity. My plywood has been lying outside, so it's already, I think, kind of saturated with humidity, which I think will make it kind of stable. And my marbles are also actually sliding. I think Rosero has very new marbles, and I think basically there's a lot of, and his design is 90 degrees. On the Marble Machine X, it's tilted backwards and stuff. There's a lot of things on Rosero's prototype which works amazingly well that is very different on the Marble Machine X. So I am heading for mechanical redundancy, and as you saw in the test yesterday with the question mark design, which is exactly the same 15-degree angle as Rosero has in his test, the marbles actually get stuck. So when you see that this prototype working, you kind of feel like, oh, I should just do exactly like that. And I tried it, and the marbles get stuck in plywood. So it's surprising how just a little bit extra grip of the material. It's not the fact that plywood is so much softer. It is much softer, but just that little extra grip creates such a big difference in marble behavior. Kör hårt så länge det behövs. Hälsningar från Åland. Tack Henrik. Jag har en kortlek från Ålandsfärjan faktiskt. Coolt. Nere på Åland. $10.40 in Israel. Have you thought about how the vibration of the machine would affect marble sticking inside the pressure gate? Not really, but like basically the gate is already taking away all the pressure it needs to. So my main goal is to stay on the side of no marble ever sticking. So this is actually going to be, I'm pretty sure this will work great. Okay, so this is not. So now you can see I'm like having these two planes to kind of figure out how the marble path is going to work in 3D. I think we actually got it here. So now I can finalize the zigzag on the first sketch here. So I'm changing these construction lines with the X short key, and that becomes then design lines. So then you can see the zigzag like this. And now the whole purpose of this whole segment was to lower the zigzag with the difference of these two marbles. Yeah, this works. This works. So what will be the next step? We have a little bit of a broken contour. Maybe we should fix that. This doesn't look too well. Oh, that's still moving. That's not good. So I'm going to do some cheating by just locking this marble. Now we saw everything turned black. That's better. Yeah, I see a lot of comment about the radius on these edges. There will be like a 1 mm. I don't want too much radius on this. It's important that the marbles are being kept correctly. I'll put, in the end, I'll put a 1 mm radius on that. So these lines, are they still correct? It should be 820. They are not correct. I'm gonna clean them up. This is strange. Something is not. Something is not right here. This line. Ah, wait. I'm stupid. That's an old line. $29.5. This should be 30 degrees. Yeah. There was some residue from the previous design there. So now this one should be vertical. This distance should be 820. Hey Martin, first time catching you live. I've been following your journey fairly recently and I'm shocked of how talented you are. I give you lots of props. I'm from New York and I'm 27, by the way. Nice, thank you so much. As always, I'm saying the Ronnie O'Sullivan reply. He's like the genius of snooker and they say he's the most talented player ever. And he said, I have been chained to the table since I was 4. So basically what I have is like an obsession, most than anything else. So it's the obsession powering, it's the obsession camouflaging talent. Practice makes perfect, but I'm really with the marble machine. You've seen me for years. I'm really aiming so much higher than my skills, and that's resulting in this long drawn out process. But thanks you so much for the nice warm words. Okay. Now I think our zigzag is actually perfect. So now I'm going to look a little bit on the mess that is over here because this doesn't look right. This is not so important. This is the outside contour. I'm gonna make this, you see the bump there? I'm gonna make this tangential. It doesn't want to work with me. Thank you. So sometimes you have to remove one constraint for Fusion to allow you to add another one. That looks better. And then we have some mess up here. Let's remove this radius. Let's just make it something like that instead. Okay, so now we can look at the part extruded, see how it feels. Ignore all this broken stuff for now because I'm redoing all that. I'm just looking at the zigzag for now. Save. Isn't it true that aiming above your skill level is the goal of literally every hobbyist project? It is to enlarge your skills so you can become better than yourself. Keep it up, champ. Thanks, Aso Mawen. Yeah, if it's not hard, it's not maybe so fun. It's just that I'm literally thinking that I've led everyone into like a dead end. It's everyone and myself into a dead end. It's like but even if this ends in a fail, I think we learned so much in the process, so it turns out as something positive in the end anyway, hopefully. So now I'm back in time. I'm looking at this. This looks all right. So now I'm gonna just step through the timeline forward. I'm gonna put it a little higher so you can see it and see where we have to implement our new zigzag. So as I said in the beginning of this live stream, this is going to be extremely slow progress. I'm going to do this the only way I know how to do it, which is meticulously step by step, to keep all this good and working. So here you can see how the old zigzag has started to be cut. This is not how we're going to cut it. So this might be a good place for me to start implementing our new zigzag. So the shapes you're seeing here are not coming from the sketch you're seeing here. So I'm gonna use this sketch now to create these shapes where we want them. So I think this start sketch is a very good place for us to continue now, which is this sketch. Yeah, this is actually the logical continuation. So now we can see, now I want to project the center of our new zigzag onto our start sketch. So it's a small little purple dot there. And I'm gonna just make a line here. So you can see we're starting lower than before, which I'm happy for. So the green was the old starting blocks, and I would love if I had, I'm actually going to try to move. So the mask we did in the beginning of the live stream, it's later in the timeline, and I constantly missing, I would like to project some things off from that design. So I'm going to try to move it to the beginning of the timeline. That might not be possible depending on dependencies. Oh, no. So this is what I've talked about a lot in a lot of videos that I would have loved to learn from the beginning, because this part you see here now, it currently is created at the end of time, and I want to move the whole part to the beginning of the CAD design. So I need to figure that out. So here's the creation of the part. I can start with that. Okay, so now I pull the creation of the part at the beginning of the timeline. But that was the easy bit. Is that this sketch? Ah, it is that sketch. I'm gonna redefine the sketch plane. So now I'm going to create an construction plane from the origin that is not dependent. So it's first when I have the sketch of this part on a plane that I can put in the beginning of the timeline that Fusion will allow me to pull the whole part to the beginning of the timeline. Because the sketch that you saw me doing in the beginning, these lines here, are now sitting on a part that we're making later in time. So Fusion will not allow me to pull this sketch before the making of that part, which is what I want to do. So I'm measuring this distance, copy to clipboard, I'm creating a plane, I'm pasting the distance. So this little square here, we're gonna post like there. And now I can go into the timeline and I can take redefine sketch plane. And I can choose the construction plane, but I can't because it's created later in the timeline. So my new beautiful construction plane first has to go back in time to the very beginning, I hope. Yeah. Perhaps Fusion is crashing. So here you can see now we're in the beginning of the timeline. This is the creation of the holder. This is the creation of the sketch plane. So now we are ready to ask Fusion to move our sketch to the new construction plane. Redefine sketch plane. I'm choosing my square, clicking OK, et voila. Which will now allow us to move the sketch in time. It took me so long to figure like these dependencies out. I could never understand why I was not allowed to move things around. And now it kind of makes sense. It's like if you think of a brick wall, if you put bricks on top of each other, you're going to be hard pressed to kind of like take a brick in the middle out of the wall and just move it to the bottom of the wall, right? You can only place them in a certain order. Fusion allows you to take all the bricks down, rearrange them, and put them all up again. I think that's a pretty good analogy actually for what I'm doing now. Is trying to find my sketch. Show in, find in timeline. Oh, it was right at the beginning. Great. Now we have the fillet and the extrusion left. And I think that's all. So I'm obstructing it in the timeline. Now I'm dragging these two features back to the beginning of time. And now, after this painstaking process, we should be able to use these positions in the sketches where I want to use them. So now we go back to where we were. And if I now go into this sketch, you can see that the mask is there. Because now Fusion says that this mask was created before that sketch, which means that when you're working on that sketch, you will see the brick that you built on the bottom of the wall. Martin, are you going to use the new sounds from Mars to make music? Oh, your username disappeared. I haven't heard the Mars sounds yet. Are they out? Sounds from Mars. Are they out? I was longing for them. Ooh, first ever recorded from the surface of Mars. Hang on. Let's listen to this. I'm not gonna get sidetracked too often.
Per second at an altitude of about 12 kilometers from the surface of Mars.
Heat shield set.
Perseverance is now slowed to subsonic speeds, and the heat
Is
shield
that
has
a
been
video?
separated. This allows both the radar and the cameras to get their first look at the surface. Current velocity is 145 meters per second at an altitude of about 9.5 kilometers above the surface.
Is that the video? That's the video. Wow, they caught it. Oh, it's going out of frame. Where's the sounds then?
100 meters per
OBS valid.
83 meters per
Wow,
second.
it's
2.6
beautiful.
kilometers from the surface of Mars. Meters per second at an altitude of. We have started our constant velocity. Accordion machine, we are conducting the sky crane, about to conduct the sky crane maneuver.
Oh, that is
Sky crane
so
maneuver has
cool.
started.
Okay, end of
We're getting
side
signals from
end of sidetracked. That is so inspirational. It's amazing. Wow. I didn't hear the sounds though. I'm very curious because that is like really Mars coming to life, right? So now you can see that when I work on the start sketch where the marbles enter into the gate from the PMMA holder, we can now use the PMMA holder to know exactly our center point. So now I'm hitting P for project, and I'm gonna leave the link. And now we have a super nice projection of our center. And which also tells us now that actually we've designed the holder in the wrong place, because what we established before is that the starting point should be 3.302 millimeters lower. So that is easy for me to do now. I'm going to copy that value, and then heading back to the first design we made, the mask, Majoran mask. So why is it invisible when I go in here? Now I'm not following. This is the Wintergatan live streams. Martin staring blankly at the computer screen, which is basically what I'm doing every day. Ah, wait, I see it. The sketch is on the wrong place in the timeline. Let's move it to after the construction plane. Yes, solved it. Solved it. That was why. So these two holes are too high. So I'm basically just going to move them. I'm cheating, I'm doing this now just to keep me sane. This distance is paste. Yeah, that should be right. If I remove that constraint, oh no, here. Then I want to ask everything to jump down to there. No, it doesn't want to. Why not? Because of this. So now when things are not moving, you can just start to remove constraints until things start to move. If that makes sense. I don't... here. Yep. I forgot this one, because I normally don't do those constraints. The one to the origin point. So now we should be able to slide these up and down. Hang on. So which constraint fooled me? It's this one. I'm so stupid. The first one I made. So now you see it's a big mess, but with a click of a button, it's clean again. I have to reintroduce some constraints. Now I know which ones I want. It's fine. The holder broke. Feel no fear. We can just tell the holder, wait. Kind of forgot to put in everything I needed. No, I didn't. Sometimes a feature becomes yellow, and the only thing it wants you to help, that means it's a little bit broken. The only thing it wants is that it wants to be opened up and okayed again. It basically just want to know that you're still there. But I did miss those two edges. Okay, so our mask is back, and now the mask is on the correct level as our new zigzag. So now you can see that that lines up. Great. So now we can move on with what we were doing, this sketch. This one turned yellow because it was projected from the mask that has moved. I'm gonna remove it, I'm gonna reproject it. Boom, we're getting somewhere. So this is what I said about it's going to be slow and meticulous. And yeah. Thanks for the Wilson points. Good morning, Blue Shapes. Is the zigzag steeper overall now? Yes, a little bit. A little bit. I'm actually jumping ahead because I have to remember that you haven't seen the video that we're posting today, the video I filmed yesterday. I film the videos often one day in advance. So I'm going to try to build this live stream not too much on knowledge that you have to have from yesterday's video. Okay. So basically all these green lines was the previous path. And if you see these square cutouts here, that was the over rotation, where I made the marble not touching the surface to make the marble go slower through the gate. I'm not going to do that in the new design. The marble are going to be encouraged to run as fast as possible by just going through a circle, tunnel. What is it called? Circle? So I'm removing all the old stuff. And now I'm happy because we have a clean center. And now we have the start of our brand new marble path. 16.4 circle. There it is. There it is. It's a small step for a CAD design, but it's a giant leap for the pressure gate. It lines up with our zigzag. It is so beautiful. I think this is turning pretty well, actually. So, where do I go from here? I need to start to think about the layers. Oh yeah, now I know what I wanted to do. I'm also going to project this shape Boom. So we can let the window that we made in the Pinmagate correspond perfectly to the window in the next piece. So if I now hide that, we would kind of have a design looking like this. I'm just gonna make an extrusion cutout to show you where this is going. Is Fusion crashing? No. By the way, I watched Eric Rosen, the chess streamer. That is like the calmest streams I've ever seen. He just plays like super good chess, and the drama is there all the time, but it's so relaxed. It's so great. Okay, that didn't turn out too good. Let's roll back the timeline. There we are. So this is my proposed shape of the new marble path. And I'm feeling perhaps that we have been a little bit too generous with the window. Because if I go get the marble we created, here it is. I'm gonna put it earlier. So what I'm looking at now is how much window we can allow before things start to feel a little dubious. And I think for the sanity of us all, I have to close that window with a few millimeters. Perhaps a millimeter on each side. So let's go and do that. Just offsetting the sketch lines of the window. I'm just trying stuff here. 0.75 millimeters. I'm not gonna close the window completely. Minus 0.75. Let's just extend those lines and make a new extrusion and see how that looks. So now you can see I can de-click those parts. I think that looks right. I think like there's no discussion that this marble is being held in there, but we will still be able to see something. So okay, that's nice. I think you need to close that window in the beginning altogether. You'll end up splitting the piece in two parts. Big smiley. That is the plan for today. The top part that enclosed the marble will be a separate plywood part. That's part of the new designs. But very keen eye, you're absolutely right. If we slit everything up, the part will be split. But that is the plan. So normally when I cut a path like this, I would just use a sweep. The thing is that sweeps do not allow, this path is too steep, or the angles, the sweep is intersecting itself, so they won't allow me, so I have to do a series of extrudes, which makes everything a little bit worse. Well, we could actually begin, oh yeah, now I know where to go. So 10.5, so if we head back in time to this sketch, we can offset the center line with 10.5 and cut our entire window from the side. So we see where we are going. 10.5 divided in 2. 525. Then I'm offsetting the center line the other direction. Minus 525. Boom. And now to cut the window, I'm not going to do a cut. So this is good CAD practice. To cut this window, I'm not gonna cut this again after extruding. I'm gonna go back to the extrusion feature that made the whole piece, and I'm gonna deselect these parts. So you don't have an extra extrusion feature when you don't need it. It's like Elon said on the Sandy Monroe interview about lines of code. Sandy was like asking, how many lines of code is the autopilot? That must be a lot. And Elon was like, I don't think a lot of lines of code is a good sign. We give points for removing lines of code. I give myself points for removing extrusion features, not adding them. So as someone pointed out in chat, hello Luke, we're absolutely cutting the parts in two, as you can see here. And I think it's gonna be super cool if we can see the marble going in the sliding gate. And I've seen a lot of worrying that the wood is flexing and stuff. I have to show you actually. Wilson. Oh, there is Wilson. Wilson has entered the chat. So on Discord, I have seen a lot of suggestions that this wood is flexing. This plywood is so strong, it's not flexing at all. If I put my entire body weight on this little spindly piece there, I can't move it like a millimeter. Perhaps a millimeter, but the marbles are not flexing the wood at all. So if you never came in contact with BB grade high quality birch plywood, that's a completely different material from the plywood you can buy in building stores, like that's called construction plywood. And construction plywood would have flexed, but the high quality birch plywood does not flex. How will you see when the gates are all in there stacked beside each other? Only end ones will be visible. Absolutely correct. So that is true for the vibraphone, but for example, the snare drum is free, hi-hat is free, kick drum cymbal is kind of free, and but it is correct, and we will only see the outside ones. Hi Martin, the radius in the corners of the plywood marble path should be greater than the radius of the marbles. This is one of the reasons why they get stuck. Actually, if they were greater than the marbles, the pressure design would be removed. The reason they get stuck is because the pressure design is too optimistic. So I want the marbles to rest against the straight sides, and having that didn't end well. Having too big radius like this would just reduce the whole pressure thing. So the solution is not larger radius, I think, but instead the correct design. Okay. So now I would like to cut. Okay, so now let's cut the whole path with this circle along the whole path. That will be a logical next step to do. And this is where things get a little tricky, because we must use a lot of planes and stuff. So now I can use the old things. So here you can see it's coming in the timeline. You see all this yellow stuff coming here. I think I will be able to use them. But it will be a slow step-by-step process. But let's begin. Let's take it one step at a time, and we'll get there. What is this plane? What is this sketch? Sketch 3. Oh, that's that one. Okay, yeah. So now I know what that sketch is. Then I'm going to adapt that to our new zigzag. This line is bugging me. I just want to understand what this line is and why it's there. Remove that. I don't want our original zigzag to have issues, because if this is not correct, we're going to go wrong with everything else. That looks better. Okay, so now I know what that plane, what the intention with that plane was. So I'm going to create on this sketch. So now I'm just making a line to align the next construction plane. So that's just in the middle of our marble path. Finishing that sketch, then editing this plane feature and selecting our new line. So now you see this yellow construction plane follows exactly the center of the marble path. Coffee cheers again. Hi Kiran. My local time right now is 10:25. Christian Axelsson gives me such a great advice. I'm gonna take it right away. I tend to name my sketches whenever I get into the, oh my god, when did my design turn so complex state. Absolutely great teaching moment, Christian Axelsson. Thank you for the advice. I'm gonna take it right away. It's high time. So I'm gonna zoom in on the browser, and we're gonna do some sketch naming. Wait, then you don't see anything. I'm gonna not zoom in. So it's time to name our sketches. I love when the audience holds me accountable for my processes. So this first sketch, let's have a look at only the first sketch. This is our main side sketch. So let's go into sketch and name it. Let's name this one main side sketch. And then we have sketch number 2, which is this one. And that's the start path. Or maybe I should put enter. Enter marble path. And then we have the third, which is going to be the one we're going to make now, is going to be called center marble path. Thank you, Christopher. Nej, Christian. Did you Ollie asks if I consider that the CNC machining can be absolutely, like when I set the C height of the cutting bit, I just go up against the material, and that is very subjective. So if I set it too high, the path will be too shallow, gripping the marbles. So that is also another good explanation why I can't really do Rosero's gate. I don't want to do, basically I don't even want to do something that needs very, very high accuracy. I'm designing something that is redundant, that will work even if I'm a little bit sloppy, which I hope to be not. But you're pointing out a good difference between the 3D printed prototype and plywood machining. I can get plywood very, very precise, but that's an important difference. Okay, so now we are in the center marble path sketch, and we're gonna redefine the sketch plane and ask you to live on our beautiful center. Oh, I'm in the wrong zoom, sorry. Like, my dream in life, if it's someone can fix so I can use Python with OBS under Mac OS Big Sur. If someone could fix that, because you know what I could do then? Then I could have the zoom on mouse cursor add-on to OBS, but it's only available with Python on PC. So there's a tutorial with, so I could, when I do these live streams, I could hit a key and the whole live stream zooms in on my mouse cursor. And you can do it on Mac if you degrade your OBS system to a previous version. So if you can if someone can crack how to zoom on mouse cursor inside OBS under Mac OS Big Sur, if you post that on Discord, that will save my life. So actually, if I would sit here by myself and not do a stream, at what I'm doing right now, I wouldn't necessarily be so much faster, because I would still like fret over each and every of these steps. So what you're looking here, the green line that I'm highlighting here, is the old center path. And I'm going to delete everything of that. So I'm deleting the old path. It's funny when I think loud because Hannes always tries to edit me into a video when I just sit and think loud. And it doesn't work on video. It's a nightmare. But I feel in this stream like saying what I'm trying to do informs you what I'm trying to do, but it also helps me think. So now I'm going to project our new zigzag path there. So this, yeah, that looks perfect. We got it. And what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to create a lot of lines to create a lot of construction planes. And this is the only thing I can cut. This is so surprising, but this is the only way I can actually cut these. Oh wait, I did the outside with. Oh yeah, I need to do radiuses. That's how I did it, to get the outside curve. That was why I had radiuses there. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna show you, it's complicated. The outside curve I can do with a sweep, and the inside curve I have to do with a cut. So I'm jumping ahead here now. So we are going to do this how? No, I did it the wrong way. I projected the line. I only want the points. That's how I did it. So I'm gonna redo that, and I'm gonna choose only the points, which is the center of the marbles. Boom. So now we have the points. Then I'm gonna almost connect the lines, but not. Wait, hang on. Like when I did this the first time, I already did this. I was so surprised that I had to do it this complicated, but it is because of the fact that Fusion will not allow me to make a simple sweep or a loft to create this zigzag as a path. I can just extrude it and use radiuses. Should I do that? Should I just do that instead? No, because no, this is how I should do it. We're soon there. We're soon there. Because this is how. Now this will seem super random, but you'll see soon. I'm gonna create a, because I am going to use some sweep, so I'm gonna create a radius here. So now we're in the middle of a center marble. I'm gonna connect these two lines with a tangential curve. I'm asking you to be tangential everywhere. Merci. And we're gonna do the same for all these corners. And it will make sense eventually. I'm heading on a bike ride at 1 o'clock. I hope I can finish this before then. Ozzy Garbo just finished writing song. Cool. So this, when I figured this out the first time, as I said, I was like, why do I need to do it this complicated? But I still haven't found out a better way. The saving grace is that we only need to do half of the design and we can mirror the other half. So we figure this out once and then we copy it over to the other side. So that is instantaneous. Wrong point. Have a nice day, everyone around the world. Around the world, around the world. Hannes told me they have informed that they are quitting. That's a huge sorrow, of course. So wrong point. Do you think I choose the wrong point? Or is it wrong point in the chat? I'm not trying to hit the center point. Hans Fiedler, exam at 1 p.m. Can stop enjoying your cadding. Yeah, thank you. Good luck on the exam. So, how much is this radius? Hang on. Yeah, I will need to cut the corner with the same radius later. That's no problem. Martin, do you have a CAD mouse? Yeah, I have. I didn't spend a lot of time to get used to it. I have a 3D mouse. I should have given myself a longer transition period. Okay, so that's that. That's great. Now comes all the planes. The middle one misses a tangent. What? Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Eagle eye. Eagle eye. Thank you. Thank you. Love when you call out the blunders, so I don't have to fix them later. That's brilliant. So now I'm making all these sketch lines, which will be lines for construction planes. As I've said it before, it is so surprising how that I didn't find a simpler way to do it, but I haven't found a simpler way to do it. Around the world. I'm gonna start cutting out the path here at the top so you see where I'm going with this. we try to do this. So I'm going to try to do a sweep now. Ah, it's the marble, it's in the way. Take away the marble. So here's my whole point. Fusion will only allow me to sweep the top path on the outer curves. So if I now finish this sketch and I create a sweep, I choose this half moon profile and I ask it to follow my path that I cut off here because I made this a construction line. Fusion is super happy to cut this for me, which is the outer curves. But I suspect that if I ask Fusion to cut also the underside, it will refuse, and it is refusing. I'm gonna show you the... Oh, never mind, it's just intersecting itself. So I can't use, which is super annoying. The sweep could not create a valid body. Try changing the profile or path or adjusting the operation value. It's because the sweep doesn't want to cut itself. So when the sweep comes down in this corner here, if I ask it to cut the entire marble path, it would have to cut itself too much. It would intersect itself. And it doesn't like that. So that is why I'm setting this up like this, because now I can cut this sweep. So we have the top of the path correctly. Don't worry about the ugly kinks there. They're gonna be gone eventually. And then I have to extrude the bottom. So then I can just do that with these. So I can just say extrude. I just cut away the bottom here. It doesn't matter how long. And then I'm just going to create another angled profile plane to keep cutting away manually kind of the bottom part of the marble track. If the sweep would make the whole zigzag for me, I wouldn't have to go through these and make all these sketches. So now to cut the next thing, I'm going to create a plane on this line that we made before. Cute little plane in the middle of there. And then I'm going to create a sketch on that plane. Did this end up correctly? No, I choose the wrong one. Redefine sketch plane. You, please. Edit. Yes, this looks right. So now we're like inside the marble tunnel. And I'm gonna project this point, boof. On that point, I'm making a 16.4 circle. So now you can see we have an angled circle there. And I'm gonna cut it off in the middle. Hide the other sketches so we don't go crazier than what we already are. Hiding these construction planes. So here you can kind of see that I'm cutting it in half. And now Fusion allows me to, boom, continue the marble path by cutting out the underside. There must be a smarter way to do it, like extrude and use fillets from the side. I haven't found it. I'm reading some chat here. The sweep will work with a larger radius though. Absolutely. Russiberg is absolutely correct. If I made the angles more shallow, the sweep will be super happy. But I can't have more shallow. So now we need to keep on. So here again, we have an outside edge. So if you see how now everything turns around. So this we can do with a sweep. And we need to do it with a sweep because we want this nice round corner. So let's just keeping on, digging out this marble path. Construction plane on this line. We can't see it because they are hidden. Create sketch on our new plane. Project a path. Hiding the body so we can see what we're doing. Same circle, 16.4. Dividing it in two. Okay, wait, hang on now. Let's see if it's going to allow me to do this. So I'm gonna cut it off here by making that a construction line. But I have to make a start like that. That should be everything we need to make a sweep of the inner corner here. Let's try. Put the body on, create sweep. Choosing the profile I just created, a half moon in there. Choosing the path, and Fusion is happy. So this, we just work our way down, and you can see that it's a nice marble path has started to be created. This thin wall is going to go away. This plywood is too thick now. I'm gonna cut that later. Oh, there's only one more. Yeah, there's only one more sweep we need to do. The fourth marble projection is still wrong. It's at the wrong point. Fourth marble projection. Create the path as a tube and use combine to make the cut. Will a tube accept? Maybe you just told me the solution. We're gonna experiment. I was thinking, should I create a body first and cut with the body? Draw the path as a solid, then intersect, cut it out. That's exactly the same tip from Michael Dexter. This has crossed my... I'm not trying to try... I already thought of that. I'm not trying to say that I already thought of it, because obviously I'm sitting here doing another solution. I was thinking if that was possible. So... But I don't understand why the sweep would accept the radius when creating a body. But that's maybe just me. I'm going to try your suggestion. It could be a brilliant one. if it works, this live stream has already saved me a lot of time for future. I hope this is the last pressure gate I'm making in my life though. So now we have a tangential path. So now I'm going to try the suggestion. So I'm gonna make a sweep and create a new body. Path. No. Fusion logic is sometimes hard to follow. So this will not allow me. But maybe you mean tube. Do you mean the tube function? It won't work, says Yemi Kurzweig. Now, I don't think... I think the same rules apply for the sweep. Cheers, everybody. Click the path first. So, I'm clicking the path first and then the profile. No. There is a tube function, though. Can that be what you meant? Pipe. So, uh-oh. There we go. There we go. The pipe function. There we go. This is what I need. Yes. Okay, so sweep won't work, but pipe works. Sweep a sphere. I don't think you can sweep a sphere. Have a nice day, Manuel. Final hurdle. Jump it without falling on your face. Yeah, I still don't know. Okay, so this is great. Pipe function gives us exactly what we want. So, to reiterate, sweep would not allow us to do this cut, but the pipe function will. And if you don't know where the pipe function is, I'm going to show you. Create pipe. And for some reason, pipe doesn't, it kind of makes sense. It's like a body. Pipe doesn't adhere to the same rules as sweep. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. That makes everything so much simpler. So we have a lot of stuff to remove now from the design. So there's a lot of discussion about wear. Plywood doesn't actually wear so hard. In my mind, the marbles are not, they are so round, like they are not, if the marbles were like sharp, I don't even think it would wear that. But it's like the marbles isn't wearing the plywood so much anyway. Okay, second live stream, I've learned already exactly what I needed to learn. That's great. I'm just gonna think how much we can remove. We can basically remove so many features. I'm zooming in on the timeline. I can easily throw all this, I think. No, the center marble path. Don't throw that. I can throw all this, getting rid of like 8 features. Absolutely love it. There's an extrusion here. I'm gonna get rid of that. Enter sketch. So now let's do the magic pipe command. Pipe command. select our path. But then we're gonna see how long we want it. Maybe I need to adjust the line. Well, let's adjust the line first then, Martin. So remember, the path is going to wear off in a new direction. So I actually only want the pipe. Where do I want the pipe to end up? Perhaps here. So I'm shortening this line now, which means that the cut will end up here. Let's try that. Create pipe. Choose my center line. And the pipe diameter, section size, is 16.4. And it becomes a cut right away. And it is glorious. Perfect. One feature in the timeline. Absolutely love it. Is it keeping the radius? Why is this not a radius? Yeah, it must be round. It must be correct. Please, the third point is not in the correct place. If you do not fix it now, the whole design will break. Okay, I have to start to believe you now, because you've been repeating this very fervently. Maybe you are fooled by these points, which is the points, the radius center points. So if it's these points that you're worried about, they come from the radius here and have nothing to do with the fourth marble center seems wrong. Do you think it's these points you mean? Third from bottom from top. Can you confirm that you mean these points that are like super off? That looks wrong. That looks definitely wrong. Yeah, you're right. Okay, gotcha. There we have it. Chat again. I choose the radius point. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Thank you. We can confirm that it was something with the radius point, but it was my bad. Also fun because it was the kind of mistake that could have lived on pretty far into the CAD design actually. Absolutely brilliant. I projected the radius. But why is the marble there? Ah, so the main sketch, the marble is on the wrong place in the main sketch. So let's finish this. Let's go to the main sketch. No. Now I'm just confused. No, the marble is on the right. It was just me using the radius point. There we go. Radius point is gone. Let's choose. Ah, that's the correct point. So much better. This is not tangent because we have moved the point. Oh, nice. So much better. Thank you for pointing it out. You were absolutely right. I didn't see it. Then I just said all this warning. When you feel certain about something like that, please spam the chat with those red warning signs. It's brilliant. Okay, we have repaired it, and now now our pipe command has turned yellow because it doesn't recognize the center line. And then I'm just gonna edit feature. The line is probably not. It's not tangential. Okay. This looks off. Now then, edit the pipe command. Oh, it looks better. That looks better. Thank you, chat. Saving the Marble Machine X. Warning sign, you're doing a great job, Martin. Remove the arcs curves in the pipe sketch. Huh. So you think the pipe will allow... Yeah, because then we're hitting the marble center. Let's try that. Let's try that idea. I'm just gonna try one here to see. But is the pipe going to accept a bend like that? It turned yellow. Edit feature. Path. No, the path has to be... Oh, it works. It works. Yes. Okay. I'm not... I have done too little work with the pipe command. Brilliant idea. I didn't like those arcs. We can make it cleaner. Thank you. Make it tangential. Third marble down. I don't think we will have... Oh. Every time you're... Yeah, if... Okay, now it's perhaps a little bit too many warning signs in the chat. Are you referring to this marble? Because that should not be tangential. Why use wood when you work with really precise measurements and shapes? What is the better alternative? Plywood is actually strangely kind of precise. The issues we've been having with this gate is a design issue and not a precision issue so far. We're pushing it with a 16.4 diameter though. But sometimes it would be nice to have like a material with higher precision, definitely. But I think we can do the marble machine without needing that kind of precision. So, make it tangential. I think it's good now. But make it tangential. Is it just a meme make it tangential now, or was it actually something that needed to be tangential? So now we can do this so much nicer. Okay, we can go back, far back, and just connect the dots. Connecting the dots. Because of the magic of the pipe command. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that pipe command is the new washer stack. I'm like MacGyver, I always never leave home without a pipe command, you know? The pipe command is the most agile command ever seen. And what is fun now, you remember back 2 years ago when I projected these lines and I only took the dots? Now I can project the actual lines instead and just do the pipe command on those projected lines. Things are moving in a great direction. Washer stacks are in a league of their own. I have to agree. Pipe command, edit feature, missing paths. That's okay, I'm gonna give you a path in life. There, 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 there. Ooh, we found the is it getting, it doesn't accept this line. It's my sketch fault, I think. I think something went wrong here, or it's the fact that there's already a line there. Maybe it didn't know which line to choose. Let's try this. Maybe we have found the edge, the limitations of the pipe command. What happened with my pipe command? I deleted it. No, the sweep could not create a valid body. Try changing. Is it too short? You say too short. It needs to extend past here, perhaps. Remove that constraint. Let's try now. Okay, thank you. So I don't want it. Yeah, it doesn't. Of course, that makes sense. It needs to become like a complete new section. As soon as we go up there, it will not accept it. I hear so much clicking from your mouse. I love my Logitech 10 euro mouse. I had it like, I bought these cheap mouses. I have like 4 of them and I love them. I just love them. Okay, but we have an issue now. Ooh, maybe the pipe command can do us. I'm gonna convert this into a 3D sketch because remember, we don't want the pipe to end up straight. So I'm gonna leave the pipe like this. Let's see if the limitations of the pipe command can be galaxy brain. Because if you remember, everything started with me talking about how the end of the marble path will go sideways. So I just need that measurement. Things are gonna be a little bit broken. I just need to move forward until that sketch. there's the sketch. So if we can ask the pipe command to do this 3D turn, then all my dreams have come true in this stream. Where is my sketch? There. Can I move it? No. I need to put it on a new construction plane. Let's measure here to here. Let's measure here to here. Copy. Offset plane. There. Paste. We have a new plane for our lovely sketch. Redefine sketch plane to our new plane. Boom. Now, so don't worry about the yellow timeline now. It's all the commands that we're not even going to use anymore. Now I'm gonna push this sketch before the pipe command. Yes. We are there. Oh, I actually want to push it before this sketch. Okay, so what I did now is that I got these two marbles, the crazy looking ones, before our pipe command sketch. So now if I go into this sketch and I make that a 3D sketch, so let me zoom in on that. So I'm gonna enter and I'm gonna click 3D on this sketch. And now we're going to see. This would be wonderful if this works. If I can draw a line from this point, you're not even seeing, sorry. So now with 3D sketch enabled, I can draw a line from this point on another plane down to our sketch there. You think it will work? Finish sketch. This would be so nice. I mean, plumbing is not in 2D, right? So if you want to make pipes. Yes! Yes! Thank you, Fusion. Thank you, Fusion. Boom! Oh, this is so nice. This makes me legitimately hopeful about life. Pipe command. Washer stacks. Go away. Pipe command is the new thing. This looks crazy. It's because I went ahead in the timeline. Let's go back. Okay. Yes. Pain is temporary, glory is forever. I'm feeling super happy now that I made this live stream, only for the fact that you pointed out, like, there is a better way. And together we found the pipe command. Long live the pipe command. It's going to be the video title for Wednesday. People on the main channel will wondering what happened to the structure, title structures during the break. Martin, declare victory and go cycling. Cycling is not at 1 o'clock. It's at 1 o'clock. I still have a long way to go. Whew. Let's hide these sketches and save this design. Don't do circular pipe. Make rectangular with rounded corners. Too much surface interaction. So now I can show you where I'm planning, where I'm heading with the thickness of these parts, because we're gonna make this part nicer now. And I'm just thinking on how to do this. Because I want to make the other part where and how to cut it, because this part will be variable thickness. I want it 18 down here, and I want it cut so it ends up in the middle of the marble path here. So it's going to be thicker in the end here. So let's just create a thickness sketch and take the suggestion from chat to actually name that correctly like before. Offset plane. So if I completely follow my own rulebook, I would make the thickness in the extrusion, but it's kind of not until I have the parts that I know how I want to change the thickness. So create a sketch. So I'm gonna use this sketch for the next plywood part as well. So I'm gonna project this. In the beginning of the part, we're going to cut it off at the center of the marble path like this. But down here, perhaps there, this will make sense soon. I hope. It will make a lot of sense actually. Check this out. Boom. So I'm a little bit messy now. It's okay. What happened? Boom. Ah, beautiful. But we're not gonna cut the middle part. So objects to cut, remove the middle part. There we go. And then we're gonna do the inverse on the other piece. This looks way too little material there. So we should then follow this path, of course. Why didn't I project that? We're gonna offset, of course, this angle from the path. So if I let's just try something here. Remove 3D sketch. I don't need this to be a 3D sketch. So everything I'm doing now has to do with the fact that I'm going to build up the part in layers. Oh, it took the it became parallel. Nice. Ah, that looks better actually. So you see now we have no like small thin things sticking out, because small thin things are not good in plywood. So if we isolate this body, or isolate, I can turn the other body off. We have a pretty nice part here. We should do some fillets. Pradeep G. Josh said, this is becoming a very complex part that you know how to maintain and produce 30 times for each channel. Please consider simplifying it to the purest solution to your problem. Absolutely agree. Like basically what you're suggesting is basically already the process that we are doing. Now, what I'm doing right now is that I'm adding a little bit of a visual flair. So that is not the purest solution, but I'm pretty sure the marbles doesn't need to be covered on all sides. And anyway, I'm going to prototype this. So I am betting a little bit of visual flair so that we actually can see the marbles in the gate. Making it a little bit more complicated. On the other hand, with the open window, I can see if there's any dirt. I can see what's going on. I can even access it. So, but I do follow you. We could just put these parts together, not have the window, and it will be easier to make. So I'm with you in heart. But not in spirit. I want to try this first for just one prototype. If it's impossible to make it, I'm going to... basically, this whole thing is going to be so much simpler than what we had before already. So we're already simplifying. But you are right, we could simplify further. And I will be open to do that when and if this fails. I'm not yet ready to give up my my darling of seeing the marbles going around in the marble machine. It's like Lucas from the museum in Germany talked about self-playing pianos where you don't see the keyboard move. This piece it's still an art project, and I do think we need to see the marbles run around in the machine. Actually, what I just realized is this cutout is actually going to be for both parts. Look at that. There we go. So, regarding simplicity, these parts are easy to machine on the CNC machine. The only added complexity here is that it's two parts instead of one. Your comment gave me a little pause because I know you're right. But I want to pursue this a little bit longer. You'll see when the window in the front will be gone. So I think you're going to appreciate that. This means actually these plywood parts are done. So now we can start to look at the middle plywood parts. I wonder how to make them. The thing is that I don't know where to turn on slow mode. Do I have to go maybe to the... Oh wait, I'm going to try to go to YouTube and find the stream. Perhaps I can go slow mode there. There's the stream. I'm going to try... There is a small cut corner on inner side in last pipe segment because of new side window. You mean this one? I think that's an optical illusion. I'm gonna fillet these edges. Oh, but you reminded me I should fillet these edges. I don't know how to turn on slow mode. I don't see the button anywhere. We don't need mods, we're doing fine. I like that. Anyway, I'm going to round over these corners a little bit, not so much. Make it look a little bit nicer. I could do this in the... I should do it in the sketch to follow my own advice. But why do it right? So this makes this corner, I think this was the corner you mentioned. This makes this corner, it's like an optical illusion. It looks wrong there. But there's nothing wrong there. It's okay. So what curve do we like? This is 5 millimeters. 10. Ooh. That's a little smooth. That takes away the feeling of a zigzag. So the cool thing is that this doesn't affect the marbles. 8. Maybe a little smoother is nicer. 2. 8. I liked 8. Yeah, we're screw the PMA holder by opening it up all the way. Yeah, all that is going to be different in these ones. I'm getting there soon. So these lines can also be filleted, but I don't think I should. It looks nicer in CAD. It looks much nicer actually. But I do not want to mess with, like, this outer corner here. If I fillet it too much, we're gonna have the wrong behavior of the marbles. It does look very nice, so I'm gonna put a small, I'm gonna put a 2 millimeter like that, so it looks nice. I'm gonna actually go down to 1 millimeter fillet because I don't want to push these corners down, because they're needed to keep the marbles where the marbles want to be. Use the fillet sketch instead. Yes, you're absolutely right. Holding me to my own You're absolutely right. That line is actually, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do what you said. I'm gonna use the, we're gonna remove that feature, and we're gonna do it in the sketch. I'm just going to put 8 on all of these. It is academic, but it's to be truthful to our idea of having less things in the Fusion timeline. You're holding me to my own principles. And if I could have been fancy here, I wouldn't put 8 at all of them. I would just put a function so I could change all of them later. But I'm not so fancy right now. So to access this fillet, I'm hitting S and then pressing F, not in chat, but in the toolbox. And that's the sketch fillet. So now you see that the curve hits that, and our fillet command went red, we don't need it anymore. We can get rid of another timeline feature. This feature is reference delete. So now you can see the extrusion worked. You're absolutely right, it's much nicer. However, the internal fillets, I don't think I can do in another way than the way I did them. That would be rounding over the corners in the following line, and I don't want to mess with that, so I'm going to just do it the way I did them with the fillet command. Oh, you don't see anything, sorry. Actually, whoever wrote use the fillet command instead. It feels so much better already, getting rid of that, having the correct thing in the sketch. I know we have some blue sketch lines, I'm gonna ignore them for now. Awesome, we're getting there. Yes, so turn on in live control room and then streaming, create a live stream. Here, Bryce Parent. Turn on in live control room and then streaming, create a live stream. After entering title and description, click create stream, click settings, click live chat, toggle on slow mode. I think I know, I see live chat. Pop out chat, toggle timestamps, edit. I'm trying to, there it is. Okay, sorry, I wasn't reading. What is a good second then? Should we do 40? They suggested 60. Allow chat, save. Okay, thank you for Keropaki. Please do not fillet the marble path. Slow mode is on. Oh, Yari Martin, I love your videos. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for helping me finding the slow mode button. Thank goodness. Slow mode to 30 seconds, according to Adam West. Okay, I'll do it. 30. Live chat, 30 seconds. Save. Barnstormer, Martin, it seems a bit questionable to fillet the high precision marble path when you're having problems with the precision of the marble path. In my opinion, you should keep corners for now. Barnstormer 322, yes, you're absolutely right. However, let's investigate how much we cut off of the corners. Another reason to do the fillet is to not have wood fray. Everything looks so big in. So this angle is. Let's just see how much material the fillet is removing. For fun. So we're down here basically. So this is the fillet. Why am I doing it? Why am I doing it like this? A circle, 2mm circle, and then make it tangential. Will give us what we want. What? No, it is. It is 0.128mm that we have removed. So it's 1/10 of a millimeter, And yeah, I'm gonna keep the fillets. Mainly just to make... The difference is going to be that the corner is going to not fray. I agree with you in principle, but it's 1/10 of a millimeter, and the marble path precision is under that. So, and also if we think of the physics, this marble is being pressed to the left. So let's say we cut away the whole corner like this. This marble still couldn't cause any damage. I think we're absolutely good with cutting that corner. But I'm happy that we actually looked at it closely before doing it. Hey, hello Lucas, hello Guillaume. Hope you guys are great. Corey ate a mimosa salad. How was it? Okay. Moving on. Just gonna investigate why this sketch is yellow. Probably have some missed projections. Let's just fix that so everything in our timeline is healthy. Manage lost projections. Like, this is great in the new versions of Fusion. They come for a long time, where you can break link on all the projections. That is absolutely great. You couldn't do that in the beginning of Fusion. Okay, so I think we are ready to start with the middle layer. Because I think this looks great. Thank you, Concealer, for the nice words. The window is too big, I think. Yeah, that's... Perhaps not. Like, the window, if anything, will give the marbles more room in the sideways direction. And I think that actually maybe can help with the marbles not getting stuck. Is my idea. Because now they're gonna roll. You're gonna see when I made a front piece, you're gonna see that they're not going to roll anymore on... Okay, so let's start to create those pieces. How should I do it? So I actually want to tie. So this is where I unfortunately need to work quite slow. Now I want to tie in our new design with the original design. So I'm gonna start walking the timeline and remove everything that is redundant. So bear with me while I'm working in turtle speed. I just want to see what this is. These two I can remove. This is Martin with blank face expression staring at a computer. These are all the old things that we needed before the pipe command. If you missed the epic pipe command, You have to rewatch the stream. That was a defining moment in the history of the Marble Machine X. I'm gonna zoom in on the timeline so you see what I'm doing. So all these features we can delete. Fusion complains and then it's happy. Fusion tries to tell me that this is not working. So it says this feature is referenced by other features in the timeline. I'm sure you want to delete. Yes, I'm sure. Don't crash. Samuel Sleeth, thank you so much for the nice word. You've been doing so well with this project. Can't wait to see how this progresses. Thank you. Honestly, like the big like journey I'm going is that I'm really peeling off more and more layers of theater, like in my public. Like I always try to show the process from the most hopeful kind of point of view, and I feel I'm doing now a big service to myself that I'm not trying to like masquerade the despair with fake hopefulness, because like I honestly don't know if this will work. This we can delete. So I think something that I'm so happy about now is that I'm just doing what I need to do as good as I can, and I'm not worried so much about like losing parts of the audience that thinks this is boring, which is of course is, you know. That's why I started Wintergatan 2, because I felt like I didn't want to lose everyone who just wanted music videos and stuff on the main channel. And by practicing this on Wintergatan 2, I finally felt ready to like release these daily videos on the main channel and then maybe do the streams here. Took me like 100 years. So I'm deleting feature after feature. So you see here are the old ugly. Oh, you don't see, sorry. These are the old ugly things in the timeline. I'm deleting everything. Delete. Wait, what is this? Ah, something looks wrong now. What have I done? Did I delete our thickness cut? Sorry, I have to go back. There. That's the thickness cut. Now it looks right again. Sweep, delete. Look at these ugly cutouts. There. Delete. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fuse the new design with the old timeline, see if we can use something in the old timeline, or if we need to start over from scratch. Delete. Save. F in chat for Daft Punk, definitely. So, Vengeance, the zigzag. So, if you saw the zigzag, so this is the zigzag we're making, the number 2. And the marbles doesn't get stuck. And the special thing with the zigzag is that exactly in this position, the pressure is super low. When the marbles go in this position, the pressure is much higher, or in this position. So, but exactly when they go into, when they click into that thing, the pressure is great. So you'll see in the video tonight that I found out a way to use that to make sure that the marbles are in this position when the gate is closing. Because when the gate here is opening, the gate is super strong and it doesn't mind the pressure because the programming wheel is pulling the gate opening. But when the gate is closing, it needs to be very little pressure. So I'm just on my crusade here against all the old designs, deleting millions of features. It's awesome. Oh, that's a fillet. Delete, delete. I feel I want to hide this, perhaps. Oh yeah, this loft. That was the last thing of the original path construction. Delete, delete, delete. In a way, it might be better for me to just start over, but I would like to keep some elements from the earlier timeline. Okay, let's start work on the middle part. This one, mid-ply clean. Okay, here's all the stuff from the middle part. That's great. I'm going to have the same pipe command cut this part. So let's first edit this sketch. Okay, now I know where we're going with this. Project. Boom. So that's nice. And then I'm going to edit this extrude. And I'm using the large holes, they're the through holes. And I think we should extrude this symmetrically. So it's 18 millimeter like this, if I calculated this correctly. Huh. Hang on. No. Wrong. Three millimeter less to one side. So we're gonna extrude in two directions. One is 9 and one is 6. That's the correct thickness of one of the middle layers. And now, my friends, we're gonna use the pipe command and we're gonna say edit feature. And we're gonna ask this one command to also cut our middle part. Why is there a line there? It makes sense. So in object to cut, also cutting the middle. And that marble path is awesome. You see that? This is getting super clean now. Something is wrong here though. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I haven't cut it yet, the intersecting, that's okay. So now I want to use that cutout sketch. Or probably I can use the body, probably already said that. Intersect cut. How do I do that? Is it with combine? Cut. Yes. No, the other way around. So I want to have this as a target body. I want to cut it with this body. There we go. Oh wait, no, I want to cut it with... Yes! Okay, so that didn't take 200 million years. So we're using the first body to get the same slide there. The cool thing with this is that the marble lane will always stay center. Look at this. It's almost a French flag. Here we have some ugliness going on. Those are the fillets not being cut. So let's move the fillet later in the timeline to after this cut command thing we just did. If it allows me. So what I'm talking about is this little ugly thing sticking out there. Why does it go sideways on the end? It's because to drop the marbles that was from maybe on a stick. Because we're dropping from two places, we want to hit the same point of the instrument. So I want to drop the marbles as close as they can ever be next to each other like this. And the gates are exactly above the dropping point. So the gates, that's why the gates are half moon like this. Oh, by the way, talking about the window, we have a good example of a sideways window here, actually. I'm not showing anything good. And so that's the end. The end needs to be close. And in the beginning, the PMA pipes is much wider. So the start needs to be wide. So we go from a wide start to a narrow end. And that explains the sideways routing at the end. So I'm trying to move the fillet command after this. It doesn't allow me. I'm just going to delete it actually. And then I'm gonna redo it on both parts. What happened? Did I... wait. Is the body gone? My intersect cut away the whole body. So I wasn't so smart anyway. I almost never do these intersect cuts. Let's try again. Combine. Target body is this. Tool bodies is these. Go back to the intersect keep tools from Wayne J. That sounds like it. Oh, thank you. Keep tools. The chat is brilliant. Thank you, Wayne. I was like, what is happening? Keep tools, of course. Brilliant. I'm learning so much today. Why am I not reading the menus? It's like they're right in front of me. And I'm like, what's the problem? And maybe you should read what Fusion tells you first, Martin, you know? Now we're going to do the controversial fillet of these things. But remember, it's only 0.1 millimeter removal. wrong one. Good job trying to find that edge. Do I have them all? One. No, I missed that edge. Keep tools. Keep tools is almost as epic as the pipe command. Oh, the pipe is not going far enough for this piece. See, this bottom is not cut as we need it to be cut. So let's head back to the pipe command. See if we can just prolong this cut. Distance 1.4. Sometimes it allows me to just do that. Now I need to increase the line, apparently. So to follow, you see that there is still material there because the pipe cut hasn't cut far enough, which means that we go to the center marble sketch that we have named so aptly, and we are just going to make another line. This is a 3D sketch, so we need to keep focus. What? Some bodies were in the way there. Here we go. I want to be on that plane and I want to be parallel. So you see now I'm just making a longer line. Which should allow us to edit this feature. Yes, thank you. So the pipe is now cutting all the way through the middle part there. And we have made progress yet again. There is just something about this part that is... Maybe it's just because we're so close to great solution. Fillet can be drawn into the pipe path. Can it? Let's try that, because that would be wonderful. Hollow, no. Put the fillet path. Put a fillet on the pipe path sketch. That's what you mean. Yeah, the screw through angled plane. I'm gonna look at that later. I think it's not gonna be a problem because the holes are gonna be... And the staff, thank you. Stepping in and out, thanks for the work. 2D fillet on the path. I see what you mean. You are going really hard in timeline management. I absolutely love it. Yeah, you're right. We have to do it. We have to do it. We can't... I can't torture you more like this. Can I just show you? Yes, I can. I don't even have to ask for permission. Just want to show you an example. You see here, the CNC machine cannot cut this because the tool bit cannot I don't have a 5-axis CNC. So that's why when we made the side cut here, that lets us access the whole path from the top of the CNC machine. Let's do the pipe path the way you're suggesting it. Why did I remove those fillets then? No 5-axis yet. Actually, I have a rotary axis sitting on the floor downstairs from Avid CNC, which is a server motor, no, it's called stepper motor that can rotate the workpiece. So I can make chess sets or something. I don't know, but that's going to be super fun. So then I have a 4th axis anyway. Okay, Martin, focus. Center marble path. This is the sketch that we're all thinking about. Something is wrong. Am I in the wrong sketch? It doesn't let me choose the line. So what's the problem then? Is it because it's a projection line? That would make sense. Let's try this. Dunk. 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 Tangential. Radius 1. There we go. That's clean. So let's go through and do all these fillets. These fillets on this path have gone in and out of existence during this stream. It's kind of funny. Why is that not locking on there? Sometimes. Thank you. It's always annoying with lines on lines like I do now. Sometimes that is just asking for trouble. I don't understand. Okay. We're getting there. We are definitely getting there. Did I forget the tangential? Yes. That's why it didn't went black. Radius 1, everything is black. Beautiful. Let's see what the pipe command thinks of this. So if not everyone is following this, in the timeline I put these fillets as a timeline feature there, making all this round. But if I go back before this fillet feature and now redo the pipe command, I choose a new path in life. Yeah, you see, it's not going to fill it anyway. What is happening? Oh, I forgot that one. So it doesn't really have the same effect, does it? So if we look up here, the inside corner will not be filleted anyway, if I read this correctly. That's just the mechanics of sweeping along a path like that. If I'm reading this correctly. Yeah. So we couldn't actually replace the fillets on the line. Not anyway with a small radius. Please use the fillet tool. This is not... Yeah, removing the rounded corner. Yeah. I am Swabble 4D. We are aware of that. I'm removing I'm removing 0.1 millimeter. So that is okay. I actually was more comfortable with the original pipe path and the manual fillets. I liked that better, actually. So I'm gonna undo all this. It was cleaner, I think. When we had this super clean purple projected path. Finish sketch. Yeah, I like that better. So this small fillet here is academic for the marble precision. Okay, I would really like to finish the middle piece and then go and eat and go for the bike ride. And this has actually been really, really helpful for me, hearing all your suggestions. So finding out the pipe command is the unlocking for this whole part. I should have found it myself, because I did think of it, but you know, sometimes you just don't pursue it. Look at this. I think this looks pretty cool when the marbles are in there and we can see in. I think this is pretty cool. So now we're gonna mirror this part. We can mirror both parts now, and then we're actually almost done. It's not really true, we have a lot to do, but anyway. So mirror bodies. I'm gonna mirror this body on this plane, and I'm gonna join. No, I'm not going to join. This will be a separate. So here you can see how chunky it's gonna become, but this is actually not join. I'm gonna mirror the component, because this is gonna be another plywood part. So I'm gonna mirror this component over that plane. So now instead we have another plywood piece. And as you can see in this design, there's no window on the front. So where the marble is pressing, there will be meat. A lot of meat. So you can see how like it's kind of rigid in comparison. And then let me just mirror this part. Mirror components. This one. over, can I access that plane? Yes, that plane, let's take that plane. So look at that, it's a Star Wars enemy with no eyes. Save. I'm gonna put the PMMA holder, the PMMA hodler, and PMA pipes in also, so we can look at that. And then I'm gonna also, wow, the timeline is so short. You definitely helped me clean up the timeline. Nothing makes me happier than cleaning up a timeline. So let's just see what chaos we will do if we go to the end of the timeline. Oh, not too bad, not too bad. So now I'm adding in these parts in the bottom. I need to do some design down there. You can see these parts down here. Oh, the PMA pipes are on the wrong place. They were in the higher. I'm just gonna move that for now. So point-to-point command. So when I want to move something like this, I just move it away, and then I take the point-to-point command. Boom, center of the pipe. Boom, center of the thing. I'm gonna fix it in the sketch later because I don't want to have a lot of captured positions that I have to do now, because that is not good for the computing. Let's clean this up so we can have a last nice little view. Awesome! D-Dummer, bra att få se denna sidan av projektet. Allt tar sin tid och är inte glamorös, men det är kreativiteten som egentligen är stjärnan i detta. Please record some video on your bike ride. I love to record the videos on the bike rides. Today I'm just biking outside my house. I'm not going to the Mediterranean today. I'm an hour away from the Mediterranean, so it's faster. So there are some parts in here. Yeah, it looks a little strange. I have to clean it up later. But this is the idea. We will be able to follow the marbles all the way through. Do we have the last version? Yeah. So I think that will be pretty awesome when you look at it from the side, and you will be able to see the marbles from the PMA pipe all the way down. And you can see we end up perfectly over this yellow marble gate. So I'm not completely done. I'm gonna clean up the rest of the timeline. But honestly, chat, you have been amazing with all your suggestions. I'm learning so much from you in these live streams, and it keeps me very, very focused. And I don't know if I would have done it. I think this is actually efficient for the project as well. And I love to like spread what I can learn. So thank you for helping me finding the pipe command. What an epic command the pipe command is. I'm gonna name the video on Wednesday. What did I say? I had a long live the pipe command. So yeah, I'm going to, it's 45 minutes to my bike ride. I'm going to start preparing for that. So thank you so much, everyone, for following this. And it was super fun. And I believe in this design. I think if I'm lucky, maybe I can cut it already tonight. I don't know. I'm gonna be very careful with the CAD design before I go down to the CNC machine on this. So, good morning, USA, and thanks for all the hearts. Please announce when live streams will happen if possible. This was awesome and stumbled on it an accident. Yeah, I'm a little bit uncertain about the live stream format, so I'm just experimenting. And anyway, that was it. We did it. Long live the pipe command. Thank you, everyone, and see you on the next one. Have a wonderful day. Where do I click stop? Here. Bye. Wilson, you want to say bye? Bye.